What's good? What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's a chosen one, and I'm here today to discuss this topic having to do with time travel. Okay, this subject was very highly requested of me to speak on this subject, and I'm about to blow a lot of minds today. So, like I just said, it's this stuff is real crazy. A lot of people are asking me, what's my whole take on this subject? Are we capable of traveling back in time in the past? Are we capable of traveling to the future? Okay. One thing we all have to understand is the original name of time, going back to Old English, is tide. Back in old Britain, old England, when the Moors, created the English language for the Caucasoid, the original name for time was tide, Tide. Okay, what is that referring to? Time is basically this physical universe we do see with our physical eyes. So by them calling time tide, they were referring to the dark matter that is spreading out throughout the vast universe, okay, that controls everything we do see. That is the tide. That is the waters above, the celestial seas that control all of the stars and the planet's movement, okay? The dark matter that controls everything we see what they were referring to as the tide, because the dark matter is the state of matter in between gas and liquid. It's not fully gas, it's not fully liquid. The dark matter is in between the gas and the liquid state. Okay, there's four major states of matter in this universe: gas, liquid, solid, and something called plasma. Okay, there's four states. And the dark matter that controls everything we do see and is constantly causing things to move and expand in this universe, that is the state in between gas and liquid, which is known as the dark matter, the tide. Okay, the original Moors in England, they referred to the time matrix, the time, as the tide, which is the celestial seas, the seas above, the celestial seas. Most of the gas in the universe is part liquid. It all starts from that gassy liquid first. That's where it all begins first, in the liquid state. Okay? So they referred to time as the great tide, the great expansion, the great movement of time, which was the celestial tide. Okay? So when we look at, after we look at the four states of matter, okay, going into dark matter moves faster than light. Okay, from what the scientists are telling us, light moves at 186,000 miles per second. Think about that. 186,000 miles per second. That is light speed. Now, for dark matter to be controlling the light that we do see and to be dominant over that light, the dark matter and the tide, which is the time of the universe, has to be going faster than the speed of light, which is faster than 186,000 miles per second. This is why light cannot escape a black hole. This is why light cannot escape, a black hole portal that sends things to other dimensions. Light cannot escape that. Think about that. Something moving 186,000 miles per second cannot escape the dark ether hole of the dark matter. It cannot escape the dark matter. It is not faster than the dark matter. It is not more powerful than the dark matter black hole. So the dark matter has to be going faster than light, correct? So, ladies and gentlemen, our leaders in power, along with NASA and CERN, CERN, NASA and CERN, have got a hold of the true essence of the dark matter, which is controlling the light spectrum we do see in this whole universe. Okay? And what they have gotten control of is called a neutrino. A neutrino is an object, okay, is a particle that is smaller than an atom. I'm gonna repeat. CERN has got hold of a particle that is smaller than the known atom, and it is called the neutrino. And the neutrino can be projected faster than the speed of light, because the neutrino is basically going to 0 point of existence in this universe. It's called the neutrino, and it can be projected faster than the speed of light. Okay, they have a hold of this, and their goal, CERN's goal, is to split a couple of neutrinos to open a couple of portals, a couple of black hole portals, to pull forth demonic energy from the fourth dimension into the third dimension. In my earlier videos, I told people not to be concerned about that, because as long as your aura was built up and your magnetic field was strong and built up, you had nothing to worry about. Okay? The demonic energy was going to be repelled off of your aura. This is why I said CERN should be none of your concern. Okay? Because as long as your aura is built up, you have nothing to worry about. Okay? So by the government getting a hold of this neutrino, they're going to open plenty of portals. They've already opened plenty of fourth dimensional portals across this earth to bring demonic energy in this realm. And this is a part of the reason why a lot of these people in this world are doing some of the stupid shit that they're doing. Because these portals are open, the earth's magnetic field is weakening, so the sun's radiation is frying a lot of people's brains without them knowing it. Okay, and they have many parasites and demonic entities attached to their spirit without them even knowing it. This is why these people are out here doing this retarded bullshit. Okay, this all makes sense. This all makes sense. So when we talk about something like time travel, a lot of people are asking me, is it possible for us to go time travel in the past? Is it possible for us to time travel in the future? Ladies and gentlemen, it is not possible for us to travel through time in the past with these physical bodies. Let me explain. We all had a beginning point in our existence, right? So if I was to travel back in time to meet my grandfather when he was doing some kind of construction work, and I was talking to him, and he had to meet up with my grandmother on a date, and I told him something else that drew his attention away, and he forgot about that meeting with my grandmother, he would have been sidetracked and may have forgotten about that meeting and have done something else, all because he met me. And he would have never have met my grandmother and never have conceived my father. And then I would have never been born just by me meeting up with my grandfather. Ladies and gentlemen, the things that are brought into our lives are all for a reason. They're all sensitive. It's all through an order, through a universal order. We were all put in these bodies to learn a lesson. We are amphibious beings that are descendant of the Nomos. So we are basically fish. We are basically amphibious. And what do they call a group of fish? A school of fish, right? They call a group of fish a school of fish, because we are all a school of beings who are encased in these bodies, these light prisms, to learn a lesson in this dimension. We are put here to learn a lesson. We are a school of fish. You see what I'm saying? We are a school of electromagnetic beings put here to learn cosmic lessons, to see if our souls have what it takes to move on to the fifth dimension. This is why we can never go time travel in the past unless we have a supreme deity, Anunnaki and Elohim, that has 22 chakras and up, give us the privilege, okay, and the power to go in, to move in the past and to change something that they deem necessary is to be changed. Otherwise, nothing can be changed that is done in the past. What's done is done. That's why they call time tide. They call it the tide because it is the never-ending tide of celestial seas. Okay? The dark matter, the tide. It cannot be reversed unless the Elohim say different. Okay? The El God that is in control of the Saturnian matrix has control over the tide that keeps going forward. So what's done, what has been done, cannot be undone. Go check your Kemetic texts. Go check your Sumerian texts. Okay, it's right there. It's right there written on the hieroglyphics. Now, is it possible for us to travel to the future? Of course, it is possible for us to time travel to the future. Let me explain. Like I stated, the light spectrum we see moves at 186,000 miles per second. The dark matter that controls that moves faster than that. So our government has a particle that is the smallest particle known to the dark matter, which is called the neutrino, and by them splitting that object can open a dark matter black hole portal. Okay? This dark matter portal moves faster than the speed of light. So if they create an energy source that is built off of neutrino splitting, think about this, they would be able to time travel to another galaxy moving faster than the speed of light, ladies and gentlemen. And if they were to come back moving faster than the speed of light to this earth, they would be still the same age, and tens of thousands of years will have passed on this earth. So therefore, by them leaving the earth, by them leaving this solar system, by them leaving this galaxy, by them leaving this 666 carbon matrix, by them leaving this matrix, this time matrix of illusion, they would have escaped the restriction of time, and they would have frozen their time by moving so fast in and out of dimensions. Let me explain. Let me explain real quick. Okay? You see this? This is something known as the continuum. This These universes that we live in, this universe that we live in right here, is the third dimension. It's known as the third dimension. Let's say the whole third dimension, all the galaxies in the universe, are rotating in this direction. Now, I told people in my earlier lectures that the dimensions are interlocked with one another, which they are, and they all move either counterclockwise or clockwise. So the dimensions, the movement of each dimension affects another dimension. So when this third dimension is moving this way, it's because this fifth dimension is moving the opposite way. Okay, imagine the inner rotating wheels in a clock. Okay, this whole dimension movement is nothing but a universal clock. Okay, let me explain. The 3D third dimension is very small compared to 5D, compared to 7D, compared to 9D. Okay? So time is going to move a lot faster when we're in a smaller rotating clock wheel. Okay? Because when we look at rotating clock wheels, the larger clock wheels move a lot slower, but they control the smaller clock wheels that move a lot faster. So therefore, if we were to travel to a 5D, a fifth dimension, time would be going by a lot slower, a lot slower. You're going to be under the impression that this time thing don't even exist. Okay? So let's just put it like this. If you're in this universe, in this dimension, I say about 10,000 years in this third dimension would be nothing but, I say 5 years, 5 to 7 years in 5D in fifth dimension. Let me repeat, 10,000 years in this third dimension would be 5 to 7 years in the seventh dimension. 7 years in this 7 years in this fifth dimension would be only a day or less than a day in this seventh dimension. So 7 years in this fifth dimension would probably only be a day in the seventh dimension. Less than that, maybe 12 hours in this seventh dimension. Okay? These are the inner rotating universes. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the parallel universes that all operate as a clock wheel system. This is what the Mayans had in mind when they did their universal clock system. This is why the word Maya means illusion, which means time. Maya means the illusion of time, because they knew that this whole time perspective was nothing but inner rotating fields or inner rotating wheels of universes, of parallel universes. And by these universes rotating against each other, they're causing each other to rotate the opposite way. And the smaller realms, time is affected here, okay, because time moves faster in the smaller realms. Whereas when you're in the bigger realms, time moves way, way, way slower. Okay, just think about the rotating wheels inside of a clock, people. The smaller wheels rotate faster. That is this third dimension. So 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 years will go by, and a deity from the seventh dimension can go through a portal, can go through a wormhole portal to go to this parallel dimension, this parallel universe, and speak to us. And 50,000 years will have passed, whereas only 3 or 4 years will have passed in the seventh dimension, because time for them is going slower, when time for us is going a lot faster, because by us being propelled by the wheels of these bigger universes, we are going a lot faster because we're a lot smaller. Just think of a giant clock, okay, and think about the inside rotating wheels of that clock. In the third dimension, we are very small, so our time goes by a lot faster because we are being manipulated by these bigger dimensions, okay, that are a lot bigger, that are causing our dimension to rotate a lot faster because we are a lot smaller, ladies and gentlemen. So when we leave this third dimension into 4D, which is in between 3 and 5. So if we leave anywhere close to 4D or going into 5D, time is going to slow down. For us tremendously, while time continues to speed up at the same rate in this 3D clock. So if we were to move from 3D into 5D and go back to 3D, ladies and gentlemen, time on this planet Earth will have moved at least 10 to 15,000 years. So if we go to 5D and go back to 3D, time will have jumped thousands of years. So by us moving from 3D to 5D through a wormhole, through a black melanin portal, okay, a black hole portal, and going back to this Earth's surface, we will have time jumped 10 to 15,000 years in the future. And if you think it's bogus bullshit, just check out the movie Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, which is what's going on right now. The deities that have the Neanderthal DNA are now in control of the planet, and the real humans, the real humans who have color, hue means color, melanin, the ones who have the deep melanin connection are not in control of the world anymore, but the Neanderthal individuals are now in control of the world right now. Planet of the Apes. And when the Elohims left this dimension, and when they left this galaxy, they came back through a time portal matrix, through a wormhole, through a black melanin hole, and they came back to the earth, and they said, hold on a second, oh my God, the Neanderthals are now in control of the planet. Planet of the Apes. And tens of thousands of years passed on the planet because they went through a portal. They went through a dark matter ether 9, an ether 9 portal. From this dimension, from 5D to 3D and 3D to 5D. And just to break this down even further, this Saturn third dimension matrix is this wheel, which they call infinity. This is why the Saturn is connected to the infinity symbol, which is the 8, because this is why I say Saturnian energy is controlled by the 8. It's controlled by the 8, by the 17, and by the 2-6, because it's the 8, it's the Capricorn energy, it's the Saturnian energy of this time matrix. This can also be seen as handcuffs, people, okay? As restriction, the time matrix, the time Saturnian matrix. And to break out of this light prism, which is a prison encased for your light body, for your soul, you have to break off your 6 energy. You have to break off your 6 energy, or you have to break off a piece of your 8, because the 8 is nothing but the 9 and the 6. Ladies and gentlemen, the 8 is nothing but the 9 connected to the 6 and the 9. So when you break off of your lower self, when you break off of your 6, or you just break your 8, break your Saturnian matrix, you activate your 9, which activates your Mars, which has your soul spiraling up. Okay, when this dimensional split hits near 2021, your 666, which is 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, is supposed to go to 6 protons, 6 electrons, 1 proton, 6 neutrons. It's supposed to go from a 666 to a 616, which is 13, which is Christ consciousness, which is light body activation. Your 666, 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons is your physical body. Your 616, 6 protons, 1 electron, 6 neutrons is your light body, ladies and gentlemen. So you have to you basically have to drop 5 electrons or 5 protons to activate your Merkaba light ship to become a light being and to go in and out of dimensions without being harmed. Okay? Very, very profound information. Very, very profound information. You see, this physical dimension, we have to be hexed in through the act of sex. Through the act of sex. Venus, vagina, penis, is ruled by the 6. This is why Venus symbol has the cross beneath it, because the cross is where the vagina meets the penis. The Venus, the sex, the hex, the 6. This is where we are drawn in to this third dimension. See this 8, this continuum 8? This is souls being reincarnated over and over and over again in the Saturnian matrix illusion, okay? And Saturn is responsible for your bones. Saturn is responsible for the physical density of this galaxy. Saturn was the second star that was birthed out of this galaxy. There was 4 original stars that were a part of the Sirius constellation that were birthed out of the center of this galaxy. Okay, Semitolo, Sigitolo. That was Sirius A, Sirius B. Sirius D was known as Potolo. Sirius D, Sirius C was known as Potolo, and Saturn was Sirius D. Let me repeat, Saturn was the second star birthed out of the galaxy. When Saturn died and fell into a gas planet, it was under the control of all of the density of the physical matter of this galaxy. That is why Saturn is in control of time. That is why Saturn is in control of the matrix, because it, ladies and gentlemen, is the second oldest object in this galaxy. This is what NASA is not telling you. This is what the government is not telling you. The oldest, most densest object is the Sirius star in our galaxy. Then it is the Orion's belt, Orion stars. This is why all the pyramids lined up with either Sirius or Orion all across this planet, because our ancestors knew that those stars controlled all the density on this planet. They controlled the frequency, the vibrational pitch of what we do see, the physical matter we do see in this universe. This is why Saturn is in control of this time matrix, okay? I know this sounds complicated, but it is true. It is true. So like I said, time travel to the future is very, very possible, okay? It has been done. It has been done. Like I said before, certain people's destinies are set in stone. So the government will see what somebody is capable of doing, what their spiritual potential is, or what they're getting ready to do in the future, and they'll travel to the future and try to change that and manipulate that. They cannot travel to the past. The only deities that can travel to the past are the deities who are controlling this dark matter infinite expansion, okay? This Saturnian matrix of the third dimension, okay? The only way you can travel to the past is if you are in control of our gods, the gods that the Kemites worshipped, the gods that the Sumerians and the Babylonians and the Atlanteans and the Lemurians paid homage to. Those are the only deities that can manipulate this time matrix of dark matter energy to go backwards. Remember, the original name for time was tide, which means that time is this physical matter we see expanding in the universe, which is dark matter, which is the gas state that is between the gas and the liquid. Okay, the melanin is in between gas and a liquid. That is what melanin is. There's 4 states to matter: solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. And the melanin is in between, smack dab in between the gas and the liquid. Okay? So, like I said, they are time traveling to the future. They are battling Elohims as we speak. There is a battle going on the moon, one of the moons of Saturn right now that the government is not telling you about, in between Draconians, Greys, and Anunnaki. Okay, our government is using helium-3 for fuel, and also using an object known as a neutrino, which is smaller than the known atom. And when they split these neutrinos, they open black holes and they can destroy entire planets. This is why I have been telling people, get your magnetic auras charged up. Get your magnetic auras charged up. CERN is none of your concern as long as you are concerned with the expansion of your aura, with the strength of your aura, by eating non-GMO organic electromagnetic foods like organic fruits and vegetables, like organic whole grains, like alkaline water, like distilled water, like artesian water. Okay? Getting connected back to the Ra, the sun energy, having him activate your melanin energy so you can be tapped into the frequency of the tide, which is the time. You see what I'm saying? So when it's time for the dimensional split, your Merkaba can be activated, and your 666 will go to a 616, and you will become a light body, and your Merkaba will be activated. So CERN will be none of your concern. But if you're attracted to all this false light bullshit that has to do with Saturn and Venus keeping you in this time matrix illusion, you're going to be trapped here, and your soul is going to be reincarnating forever and forever and forever. And like I said, the only way to do that is to drop 5 electrons or 5 protons, become a light body. Now you're breaking off your 8 off of the matrix. You're breaking it off, and now you only have a 9. So if let's say it's your 8 is a 6, 9 together, you're detaching your 6, or you're breaking off your 8, and now you have your 9. Now you're ready for soul ascension through the Stargate. Merkaba activation. RFG movement. Okay? Light bodies over physical bodies. A 616 over a 666. 13. Christ consciousness. Okay? Melanin activation. That is how you time travel. This is why people who are having a lot of joy or a lot of fun, they do not feel the time matrix, because their consciousness and a piece of their soul is outside of this realm. This is why when people dream and they lucid dream and their bodies go outside, their spirits go outside of their bodies into the 4th dimension, time does not exist, because once again, they are outside of the Saturnian matrix. When you dream, you go to 4D and you're outside of this matrix. That's why people lose track of time when they dream. People lose track of time when they're making love. When they're making love with the woman, and they experience that orgasmic state, that is a state of bliss and a state of joy, because they are not trapped into the Saturnian matrix. Okay, so for them, they lost track of the Saturnian matrix, because when you get to the 5th dimension, all you feel is joy. All you feel is relief. All you feel is bliss. All you feel is serenity. Okay, that is a real heaven. 5th density, 7th density, 9th density. That is a real heaven where time does not exist. And we can feel bits and pieces of that in this 3rd dimension, but not in its entirety, people. Not in its entirety. The only way we can do that is if our Merkabahs are activated, if our 666 goes to a 616, and we become light bodies instead of physical bodies. So we break off a piece of this 8, this Saturnian 8, to become this 9. Okay, and our Merkabah can be activated. That is how we time travel. If we do that, go to another dimension, then go back to this earth through a portal, tens of thousands of years will have passed on the earth. That is how time travel is done, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody who supported the RFG movement, Atlantean movement. I appreciate you guys, okay? I'm going to be shooting videos from Hawaii very soon. I'm going to be mailing out the location of this land that has been purchased to everybody who supported this movement. You'll be receiving it in the mail from July 10th to July 15th, so stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's the Chosen Man. I'm out.